Hey Aries, hey, it's your girl Star with Star Tarot. I do want to thank all of you for tuning in today, and if you are someone that continues to do so time and time again, a very special thank you from me to you, as I truly appreciate it. If you are new to the channel, I do want to also reach out and give you a very special message and a very warm welcome. I hope that you continue to stick around. Please feel free to like, share, comment, and subscribe. I hope that you do stay, and just know that everything done on this channel is in love and light and love and light only. All right, Aries, let's just get right into it. I am so excited to deliver your general reading for the month of July, going all the way through to the month of August. Let's go ahead and hit our preliminary disclosures. If you are an Aries in your sun, moon, rising, or Venus positions, this reading very well could be for you. It will not resonate with every Aries out there, so please pick up what I'm putting down that does resonate and simply leave the rest, okay, Aries? Now, if you are a cross watcher and you are very close to an Aries, you may see your energy unfold into this story. So just know that if you need to flip the roles depending on how the reading resonates with you, feel free to do so as long as it fits. The other thing is that time is fluid. So some of these events that do come up could very well be something that you've already encountered in seasons past. It could be something that you're dealing with currently in your life as it is today, or these things could be something that you do face or manifest in seasons to come. Time is fluid, guys. This is how it works, okay? So just keep all those things in mind. And last and most importantly, Aries, you always want to use tarot as a guide of confirmation. Always use your own discernment, okay? Let this be a confirmation to what you already know, feel, or see to be true and fit in your own life when it comes to making decisions, okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to get right in. We're going to look at your overall energy for the month of July going all the way through the month of August. Okay, overall energy comes right out, comes right on out. Very exciting. All right, let's see what the universe has for you, Aries, month of July going into August. Okay, very good. So let's take a look at it. We have the Two of Voices, all right? Two of Swords here. Let me just say this, Aries. I feel like you guys always have a decision to make. It always comes down to choosing this or choosing that, all right? So when I'm seeing this energy here, I'm not quite surprised, but this is your overall energy. So for some of you, you are needing to make a major decision in your life pertaining to love, and for others of you, it's career. There is a small group of you that might understand that you have to take some clear and close evaluation of your life and the people that are in it. Because if you think about the Queen of Swords, the Queen of Swords is literally eliminating things that no longer serve her. So when you have the Two of Voices here, which is indicative of the Two of Swords, we're talking about making a decision on the things that need to be there and the things that simply don't. All right, so I feel like for some of you, there's been some indecision. All right, some of you haven't wanted to face the reality that there's two decisions, because I think that it comes down to it being a very hard decision. You know, a hard decision to make is what I'm trying to say. There might be two different directions that some of you are faced with. This could be staying where you're at in a house, or moving to another location. This could also be about switching careers or switching departments within a work environment that you're already in. But what I'm seeing here is that you need to look at this choice, this decision that you need to make, as a very necessary turning point in your life. I feel like there can be no destination until this particular decision has been made. This is a very, very important decision. The steps that need to be taken need to be completely out of love. They have to be, do I really love this home, or love the home that I'm now trying to move to? Do I really love what I do in my career? Am I seeking something that I truly love? Is it coming from convenience to what you would love to do? Is it coming from a place of comfort? You're comfortable where you're at, and so you don't really want to make the decision and have to live a life that's much different than what you're comfortable in. So there's something to that, Aries, that I'm seeing. So again, however this resonates so far, but we're going to get right into it, because what we're going to do is we're going to see why the universe is coming to you to say it's time to make this decision. All right, so we have the Four of Inspiration. All right, Four of Inspiration. So some of you definitely have something to celebrate. This could be a promotion, or this is you finally being able to move from an apartment into a home, or into your dream home. Something like that. But let's take a look here a little bit deeper with the Four of Emotions. All right, Four of Emotions is in comparison to the Four of Cups. So when we're looking at the Four of Emotions, the universe is saying that, you might be missing out on something that's right in front of you. Some of you are simply bored. Some of you are dissatisfied of where you are in your life, and you're hoping to seek better opportunities, but you're somehow failing to see the bigger picture. So there is time for deep contemplation, and this is why this Two of Voices is here, because the universe is coming to you to say, hey, you're really not happy here. You really don't feel loved. You really don't love what you're doing. And so they want you to be able to enjoy what life really has for you. And I feel like this is what the struggle has been. It's like, and this is what I'm seeing. I feel like a lot of you get into this comfort zone. It's like your feathers get rustled, and you're like, you know what? I hate it here. I don't want to be in this situation, whatever it is. And somehow, some way, either someone makes you feel comfortable enough to say, okay, maybe this is going to change, or you simply try to convince yourself that because you're too used to whatever this is. It could be a person, a place, or a thing, but you've settled in. And then as soon as another situation arises, you're back at square one, wanting for things to change. And so this is why the universe is asking you to really take full assessment here. Now, this Three of Inspiration, okay, this is making progress. The universe is stepping in to help you make progress towards a decision. They're waiting for you to finally get it. They're waiting for things to click right into place, for the light bulb to come on and say, you know what? I do have other options. I don't have to be comfortable and unhappy, because a lot of people don't understand that you can be comfortably unhappy. All right. Our critter brain tells us literally that we should be a fear of change, even if it's for the greater good for us. anything that's different than what we're used to doing is a threat to our mind. And so our mind takes over and says, hey, do what's comfortable. Danger is on the horizon. So I feel like this is what's been going on. They want you to have clear ambitions and goals that can be reached, okay? There are really great things coming, but there has been a pause because it's up to you to make the decision to open up the doors to these opportunities to fully come in and to go forward. All right, so what we're seeing here is with the 10 of emotions. This is all about your happiness. The 10 is completion. It's closing out old cycles and new cycles being able to come in, saying goodbye to old disappointments and hurts, and saying hello to happiness and joy. It's just as simple as that. So I am glad that the universe is definitely helping you to close this cycle out. They want you to see the new opportunities that are coming for you, but it's really up to you to get behind the wheel and really get this set in motion. All right, you guys have to be like the chariot and just jump on in. All right, now what we're going to do is we're going to look to see what is crossing you or what needs to be acknowledged. All right, so right off the rip, again, this is pure bliss here. This is a very delicious new beginning. The universe has something much bigger, Aries, than you can even think of and you can even do on your own. You have to come in agreement to what the universe has for you. But the decision has to be made first. So, in this sweet and delicious new beginning, if you were to take that leap, Aries, if you were honestly willing to take this leap, it could be something greater than you could have ever imagined. And I think for some of you, you push it away because for some of you, you really haven't experienced a lot of happiness, a lot of joy. And if you have, it's been in temporary spouts sprinkled across your timeline of you being on this earth. But what the universe wants you to understand is that this newfound beginning is something that could be long-standing, but you have to get out of your own way. So we're going to take a closer look because we do have another card here. It is the 9 of Swords that is standing side by side of the 9 of Cups here. All right, so 2 9s, okay? There is a synchronicity here. It's like you're almost there. You're almost there because 10 is the completion, and you already have the card a 10, which equals completion. So you're very, very close, and you're a lot closer than you even know. All right, so this card here is about your nightmares creeping up into your waking world. This is all about the very things that you fear coming to life. But you have to be very brave here because this is a paralyzing fear or panic that is altering your ability to see the opportunity in front of you. You are so afraid of happiness showing itself and you being vulnerable to it because I feel like you're afraid of losing it, Aries. There are some things that you may have had in the past that you simply loved. This could be people, this could be jobs, businesses, friendships, real true connections with family that have been lost. And so you are afraid to feel this happiness, to actually put yourself in a vulnerable position to experience this ultimate happiness only for it to be ripped away. And so this is where I'm seeing a lot of fear. And this is why you are struggling with making the decision that you need to make. Because if I move forward, this is what yourself is saying. Regardless if you're aware of it or not, your mind is telling you that if I move forward and take a chance and let my guard down, I'm hearing apologize. Some of you, it's like if I go to apologize and this apology isn't accepted. For others of you, it's like if I decide to deal with this person again or let this person back in my life, or if I, if I move forward, whatever it is, get into that new job or start this business again. If I fail, I don't know if I'll be able to bounce back. If I fail again, I won't be able to have the little bit of light that I have, that I've worked so hard on obtaining and carrying me through these days. I don't know if I could bounce back from that. All right, but this is what your fear is telling you. And so this is what I'm seeing. You guys are afraid of success in whatever that means for you. You guys are seriously afraid of success. And for some of you, you don't even know it. Some of you have these really great ideas, these really big dreams. You start them, and as soon as things seem to work out, there's some self-sabotage here. Words being said, or, walking away from situations. Some of you causing, some conflict because that's what you're used to. The cosmic heart. It says devotion, potency, make your life a moving prayer. This is a beautiful card. I love this deck. This is the Starseed Oracle deck. So I'm going to read just a little bit out of here. Let's see if I can find it here. Hang in there with me, guys. I know I don't always read out of the book, but there can be some very, very prominent messages for certain people. And I think sometimes of course, we read intuitively, most of us, but sometimes there are some synchronicities that can be found in the book itself. All right, so this says, when you surrender to a state of devotion, you find yourself flowing with all of life. You're being called to refocus your attention deep within, to the intelligence of your own heart, to bow with deep reverence to your inner temple, to live your life in devotion to this place, to make your life one big moving prayer. Perhaps you felt a bit off kilter lately, sensing that the potency, I just use this word, of why you're doing things has gotten a little watered down or weak. Perhaps you've forgotten what made you start doing them in the first place. If so, this is your call to take a moment and reconnect with the truth at the very center of your heart, to get back to the essence of what you're about, to devote your life to what you care most about, to turn your gaze deep, deep, deep. There are seasons for harvesting and seasons for sowing. Right now, you're being called to plant your soul's seed and sing to them with deep devotion, to feed them with the sweet waters of your own soul, to lose yourself in the potency of what is that most expands your heart, to live your life according to what makes you come alive, rather than what everyone else thinks, to make your life one big moving prayer. Absolutely. This is what this decision is all about. This is about making a decision that is going to work best for you. Okay? Despite what other people are going to think. A lot of you, I'm going to keep it 100 with you. Okay? I'm seeing this intuitively. A lot of you, and I'm hearing errors, a lot of you are trying to prove something to someone, but you're missing the point that The only person that you need to prove something to is yourself. You need to prove to yourself that you can make this decision to do whatever it is that you want to do, to live however it is you want to live in your own right. You don't have to prove to someone that you're right. You just have to live your truth in your life in your own right. You don't have to prove that you're a good enough mate or a spouse to someone. If they don't see that and they don't appreciate it, it's simply that maybe this isn't the person for you. I feel like for some of you, there are some opportunities in front of you that you're discounting because you're in fear of being happy. And some of you are simply choosing to settle because whatever you're settling for or whoever you're settling for is closer to your comfort zone. All right? So you have to understand that there's some stinking thinking going on here. You're really not giving yourself the ability to live to your full potential. And I tell people all the time, not making a decision is a decision. All right. So if you have someone that really loves you and they're waiting for you to decide if you want to be with them or not, if you take too long, Aries, and don't make the decision to speak up or to let them know if you want to be with them, you could possibly lose this opportunity. If you're someone that has created something and you're sitting on this idea and you're too afraid to bring it into fruition or to bring it out into the public, this has happened to me several times where I had an idea and I waited too long and someone else had the same idea. Someone that I didn't even know in the world came out with this idea and it was $1 million idea. So no decision is a decision, Aries. So I really hope that you hear me when I say this, okay? Let's go ahead and go and just a little deeper here because I think that this is very important for you guys to be aware of. This is why we do this, right? I know some people say, I really don't like longer readings, because I watch tarot all the time myself and I have some favorite readers out there. Some of them can get it done for me in 15 minutes. But there's other readers that they really go deep enough, and when I need to know exactly what it is that I need to know to do what I need to do, aligned with what I'm already knowing deep down, but I really don't want to, just make any type of assumption that maybe I'm just doing what I want to do. I find value in that. So I say all that to say that this is why you're here. Some of you just want these quick answers, but for some of you, you want to know, you want to go deeper, you want to know how you can fix this, how you can navigate around this, because this is all your decision. This is all about you knowing what's ahead so that you can be prepared for what's to come and not to miss any opportunity. So out comes the enduring message. It says, for you, it's like taking a stone into your hand and meditating on it. Some of you might even want to do this. And use the stone surface and really, really look at it and meditate on it, okay? And the reason why you would want to do this is because you need to literally understand that the stone is solid, right? A lot of times when we're looking at a stone or a stone wall, we're thinking there's no way that you're ever going to find a flower within the stone because the stone is so solid, right? And you don't really see soil and you don't really see grass. But what you need to understand is that there are things that are hidden, Aries, within you. And for a lot of you, you're trying to be so strong and you're trying to shield yourself from being vulnerable. But what you need to understand is that you literally can be really tough on the outside. And you can be very vulnerable in the inside. But if you don't balance the two, all you have is either stone or you have a fragile flower. You have to be able to come as one. You have to know when you need to be a little bit more firm. You need to know when you need to be a little bit more vulnerable. And so you need to understand that there is nothing in existence that could literally upset you enough to turn you into stone completely. I think a lot of times people think that, I'll never feel this way again. I'll never let anyone in. I'll never let anybody hurt my feelings again. But that's simply not true, because if you're really being truthful with yourself, you and I both know that what happens is that it's a daily work. Every single day, you are trying to process and program yourself and putting up this wall to convince yourself and to convince others that you don't care, you're not offended, you're not hurt. You have to feel it in order to heal it. So for those of you that feel like you can't allow happiness to come in and you're staying in a stagnant, settled space just to be comfortable, you need to ask yourself why you're doing that. And if it's to shield yourself from some hurt or some pain, you need to go to the root and you need to heal that. You need to dig that up from the root, Aries, because the universe has very beautiful new beginnings. And if no one can come in to love you, you won't be loved. You can't have both. See, a lot of us want to have this time and attention with people because we're humans. We want to have that interaction. We want to have that experience. But if you're hard as stone, Aries, or if you're holding up this vulnerable shield, no one can get in. But deep down, there is a flower in there. There is a softness within you. But you have to be willing to bring this out. Now, for those of you that we're talking about an idea or a project or a business, same thing. You have to allow whatever needs to be birthed. You can't hold so tightly on it because you're afraid that you're not going to succeed or you're afraid someone's going to steal your ideas. Then what the hell is the point of even creating this thing or working on this thing in the dark? All I'm saying here is that a decision needs to be made. And I'm seeing some fear here. I'm seeing some fear. So let's go ahead. I mean, you guys need to understand that you have to use your stone as your strength and your flower as the giving yourself the ability to bloom and to grow and to be a little bit softer. All right? It does a little bit softer doesn't mean, turning the other cheek. It doesn't mean, letting your guard down for people to use and abuse you. But there is something to be said about being in balance. All right, let's go ahead and get some angel advice for you guys here. Angel advice, please, for Aries. Exactly. We have nurture here. It says, as you nurture a child, you nurture your own inner child. Both activities are important for you right now. Yeah, some of you that do have children, maybe you've been thinking that it's time to, no longer be working in a work environment where you're away from home. Maybe you have small children at home. Maybe it's just time that you want to be home with your children and putting in that extra time to nurture them. For others of you, this is about your inner child, your own inner child. And for some of you that have children and haven't worked on your inner child, you need to collectively work on this together, because someone here has some inner childhood conflict or trauma that needs to be healed. Definitely needs to be healed here. Wow. All right, let's see what all this is about. Let's see what all this is about. Yeah, this is about peace. Peace comes from remembering that only love is real. You know, it's time to come from a more loving space and place in your heart. And then you're prompted here. There's a card here that talks about paying attention to your thoughts and ideas that come to you, as they are answers to your prayers. Some of you already know that there's time to have more peace within yourself, and that there's some things internally that you need to work on. Some of you, these are ideas. You know that these ideas have to come to fruition. You have to do something with them. We have patience here. It says your dreams are blooming more rapidly than you realize. Still, they need nurturing and patience. This is 2 cards here that are talking about nourishing. All right. You need to be very patient, Aries. I think some of you want to jump the gun and go ahead and get to the end result, because you don't want to go through the process of something. But you have to be very patient with other people and with yourself, and understand that this is all a process. Some of you don't want to make the decision if it's not, you know, the thing that you want right now. Some of you need to make a decision just so you can get out of the stagnancy of where you are. There's levels to this, is what I am hearing and seeing. And so don't be so stubborn to say, well, if it's not that exact thing, then I'm not going to do it. Or if I have to wait, then I'm not going to make a decision. Some of you have to make a decision that is going to help you get to the end result. But there's a lack of patience here. Some of you need to notice how your energy is fluctuating here, Aries, and it's because you have so much to think about. Some of you are very, very drained, all right, and then you get this quick high because it's like, you know, you get comfortable again, and then as soon as the shit hits the fan, it's like, this is so draining, you know, you need to make a change. Some of you, you're having some shifts in your moods, and this is because there's some discontentment in where you are in your stagnancy. But you need to clear your space and get rid of clutter, clear the energy around you. All right? This is mental clarity. You got to clear some of this out. You have to clear some of this out. You have to make space. All right, but what I'm seeing here is that you are getting some sort of spiritual understanding here. So I want you to pay attention to synchronicities, symbols, anything that stand out to you. This is the way that the universe and your angels around you are allowing you to understand that they're here with you. They're here to guide you through this step, this very big step that you need to make, this decision. They're not going to steer you wrong. They're not going to allow, and this is what I have to say, there is no such thing as the wrong decision, because we're all living a human experience. It's just what gate is going to get you to the end result the quickest, or less traveled road. Sometimes if we choose really, really well, we get to that end result and we're able to skip certain distractions, because that decision now took us to the destination where it alleviated some things that maybe you've already learned. But sometimes when you don't choose that route, you haven't learned those lessons. And so you have to revisit those lessons. It takes a little bit longer, and you will get to the end result. So again, patience here and paying attention to your moods. Yeah, you have several cards here about clearing mental space. Some of you need to clear space in your house because that clutter, and some of the clutter is people. You need to clear this out so that you definitely can get to a place where you can think clearly and bring in some new energy for clarity to make these decisions. Aries, I feel like there's so much going on around you and in your mind that it's very, very difficult for you to make the appropriate decisions that you need to make in order for you to go to the next phase of your life. This is what I'm seeing. What do you believe about money? Do your beliefs match up with your dreams? Is one of the cards. And what if it was easy? Some of you have different beliefs when it comes to money. Okay? Your relationship with money is affecting your current situation. Some of you aren't necessarily looking for your love. You're looking for someone that could possibly take care of you or help support you or meet you halfway. And it's like, I'm comfortable with the idea that, you know, this person is meeting me halfway financially or helping me financially. But am I happy in this relationship as a whole? No. Some of you are at your jobs because you're afraid of losing money and you're very, very scared that if you take a leap in doing your own business or if you go into another environment that's unknown and you don't like it, you're going to be without a job. So you really have to look at the relationship that you have with money because that trickles into other relationships. This is why your moods are going up and down because you're so uncertain on what to do. But you really need to ask yourself, do you believe that you're worthy of this next phase and these opportunities? And do you believe that you are capable, Aries? Do you believe that you're capable of obtaining these things and playing this out? Yeah, this is what this is all about. But ultimately, some of you are making this harder than it really needs to be. So the question that I have for you is, what if it was easy? It doesn't have to be so hard, but you need to find a solution. Would you take the next step if it was really, really easy? Is it time? I mean, isn't it really, really time to expect ease? Call in grace and receive some guidance. And this card here, you know, the universe wants you to know you're supported, like they said. Some of you literally are making this harder than what it is. But I'm not even sure if it was easy. Because some of this is easy. Not all of it. Some of it comes down to it being an easy decision where you're choosing comfort. Yeah. It's what I see. So with that being said, let's go ahead and see what the focus is for the month of July going into April. I said April. August. August is what I meant.